Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gentlemen Sim Racing Club Friday Night Fun. We are coming to you from the virtual Summer Point Raceway Park in the Jefferson County in West Virginia, USA. And we're going to bring you tonight's two races of the Radicals. My name is Nick Fodiatis and I'm joined by Joe Baldwin in the broadcast. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening, Nick. Good evening, everyone. How are we? What a cracking start of the week we've had here, Nick. It's huge numbers. Look, I don't know what to say, mate. We just seem to be going from strength to strength at the moment, and the turnout for these guys tonight's probably one of the best Friday nights we've had in a while as far as numbers go. It's great to see.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I guess it's part of the reason why I lent towards this particular car. It's very easy to drive. Lots of downforce, lots of wings, and it's small and wieldy is the word I like to use. And you can probably get these about 4 or 5 wide across the track. I hope we don't see that, but it should be good fun tonight. We got, I see here on the registrations, there's 36 people in the server. Currently only 17 have qualified, or 17 have set a lap, and we'll just wait for those stragglers to get a lap on the board. But yes, just to recap, on Monday night we had the LMP2s and GT3s. Tuesday we had the introductory Formula cars and wings and slicks.
Yeah, that was the V's this week we had.
Yep. Then we had the Nash trucks and the V8s, the supercars. 60
cars for the NASCAR. Now that's something. Obviously, some of the guys that know I'm actually the series coordinator for that one, and I was blown away by the numbers. I had a couple of guys that are involved in the Aussie NASCAR scene said to me, you guys are going to get flooded with members. I'm like, nah, no one really enjoys NASCAR. Boy, was I wrong. What a show that was. It was fantastic.
I think it's the SVG effect.
Yeah, I think that's got a bit to do with it for sure.
And then last night we had GT4s and I like to call them Carrera Cup, Porsche Cups last night, and then the back end of the week we got these little things, the Radicals, and we will have Mountain Men tomorrow night, just for those of you who are thinking of competing tomorrow night. 200 kilometres around the mountain in a Formula Renault 2.0.
Fantastic car up on the mountain. It's probably the predecessor to the F4, I think you'd probably say. It's got a great balance.
Power downforce wise, yeah.
Yeah, the power, tyre size to downforce ratio of it was always a good thing. Like it's always been a very fun car to drive, especially at Mount Panorama. It just it's great fun, and generally we've run it a few times there on a Saturday night, and it's always put on great racing. So if anyone's a bit bored tomorrow night in the lead up to Bathurst next weekend, by all means jump in and come for a run around the mountain in the Renault 2.0. You won't be disappointed.
That's right. We know it's grand final for the NRL this weekend, so that means it's Bathurst next week. Cannot wait. Joe, let's test your buttons here. Do you want to go on board here with Dave Oliver once he starts his lap, and we'll see. Oh God, I shouldn't say anything, eh? Commentator's curse. He spins around, and that's what happens. Oh, he's gone again.
We've done it again.
Rear tyres are super hot now. He spent all that time warming up the front, and now he's going to be struggling to get a lap in, I think, here, because he's got 3.5 minutes. I might get both laps in. Let's jump on board with Stephen here. Throw your buttons down, Joe. There we go. Okay. So through turn 1 with Stephen here. What gear's he in? I can't see it there. Well. 3rd, 4th and 5th, all the way up here. Braking for 2. There's a technical corner. You've got to get it right. You can't see over the crest. And then down into possibly the coolest corner here on the track. Flat out if you got the balls. Probably too much understeer in the car now. And then you got to pull it up for these tight corners down here, which is the technical part. It's really big reason why I chose this track is a bit of everything. And again, I should have realised week 1 we're going to have everybody turn up and have a big crowd. But 36 cars in the server. I've seen now that we got 28 qualified, and there's fantastic end to the lap here. Sorry, go Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, and there's some very familiar names up at the front of the grid there, as Sarkis pointed out. Some good drivers. That's right. So you look right back, the back of the top 10 at the moment. There is Adam Maverick winner. He's fast in just about everything, but you know you've got he's actually the current racing champions, club champion at the moment in John Merritt's up there on pole. Very rapid Chris Noble and Stuart Ellis. Aidan Luthwaite, he's been a bit of a star with the IndyCar in the last series. In fourth there at the moment. I think he's actually the reigning IndyCar champion, so he'll get to carry that over for a little while.
Right, yeah.
Dylan Walker, we all know how fast Matt Distel is. He's been absolutely taking names in the LMP2s on a Monday night.
Barbecue Motorsport, I like that.
Yeah. So it's, you know, there's a lot of very rapid drivers that have turned up tonight. Tony Baker, he's always been good in the radicals, which this is the SR8 model for the people playing at home. There is actually a bigger brother or actually a younger brother to this one now in the SR10, but it's a very, very difficult car to drive, and generally doesn't put on as good a racing as what this model does. So,
I was going to point out, someone like Bevan Moyes is currently sitting in 14. He's no slouch.
He's absolutely no slouch.
What's he off the pole there? I can't see on the live timing screen.
He's not sure yet, but we're about to...
we're about to flick over anyway.
Yeah, qualifying's just about done. So Steve Cretenden, sorry Stephen, he's about to finish his lap now, and Dave Oliver's the only other one on the track. I think he might be just about to get his... he's got a lap in, 1:06.76.
Well, so, I was about to say, you can see on that onboard, even those few corners, oh wow, a little bit taily, but for the most part, the car's got a lot of built-in understeer. I haven't really done too much driving in it recently, but it's got a lot of built-in understeer, but it's still skittish a little bit over the bumps, so it's a bit of a balancing act. And obviously on the warm-up lap there, we saw Dave Oliver getting it a bit the wrong way around down here in these tight bits. So throttle control is going to be a big thing tonight. 2 races coming for you. A small one and a big one. And, that's the end of qualifying there.
So they might be a little car, but my God, they've got some... they've got some quirks about them with the rear tyres and keeping them underneath the car. But here's our grid.
So yeah, as you pointed out, John Merritt, our ROC current champion, which by the way, keep your eyes peeled, they'll be coming back around again pretty soon. A 64.2 on the pole. Chris Noble there in second place. Stuart Ellis third. Aidan Leithwaite in fourth. Dylan Walker fifth. Matt Distel sixth. Alex Court seventh. Adam Simpson in 8th, Jack W. Rogers in 9th, and Adam Maverick Lavis in 10th. Tony Baker, Nick Dwornik, that's a lot of Nicks from Canada. Sean Reese, Bevan Moyes, Wayne Vizza, Eduardo Zamora, Dane Snadden, Colin Bennett, Scott Jordanson, and Ben...
Gorringe.
How do you say this one? Gorringe.
Yep.
Gorringe. Rhymes with orange. Rounds out the 20. 21st, you've got Jordan Wilcox, Fred Kahn, Greg Heaney, Michael Haynes, Liam Banks, Liam Haycock, Paul Wood, Brendan Nealon, Dave Oliver, and Stephen. That rounds out our 30 there. Is there still more? There is still more.
There is
Guys
more.
who didn't set a time, Gary Cousins, Kevin Henderson, Brett Barker, Dan Bartish, David Baz, and Liam Braid. I'm just trying to see if... No, they're all in the server as far as I can tell, so... They're thinking, big crowd, I might start at the back. I don't think that worked in the Nash trucks, but we'll see what happens here. Turn 1's a tight one. We'll see how we go here. This is the sprint race, guys and girls. Earlier in the day, bit of a wind up at 15 kilometers an hour and 81% humidity. And we got track temps at 21 with the actual temp at 20. So it's just starting the day, and the feature will be in the middle of the day, so it'll be even slipperier. So we'll see what happens. I may have to change the weather. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Can you hear the rev starting? There we go. And sprint race 1 of round 1 is away. As we see, wow, that is a big grid. And we see John Merritt take a clear lead into turn 1. Chris Noble there in second. And it looks like Stuart Ellis is slotted there into third. So we'll see how what happens here. 20 minutes of this place. And be just under, I reckon, 19, 18 laps. Coming up to turn 2 here. Already there's some contact. Who was that? He's off the track there. Bit early for some of that section. He's got no front now.
Oh, he's back on track. Oh, yeah. So that'll be
all his suspension's exposed. Yeah. And that's the thing. There's that front. Oh, he's done it again. That nose is very critical for providing downforce to these cars. So, yeah, you've got to be really careful with those, especially in the early laps. As we see the reigning IndyCar champion Aiden coming through the final turns here, as we go to the Skycam, brought to you by Waste Options. Thank you to them. We've got a challenge on here for 5th place there, side by side, and it looks like the spots have changed to Matt Distill with Alex Corp behind him as we cross the line to finish the first lap of our 20-minute sprint race here. We might have to go further back, Joe, some more cars side by side. As we see here, we got, who we got? Oh, that was Matt Distill. We got Eduardo Zamora having a look up the inside of Bevan. And then we got the Canadian Nick Dornick. I can't even say his name. I'll get it right one day. Sorry, Nick. Nick Dornick there in in 14th place, just ran off the road there. It's good to see we've got some international contingencies happening. We got a Canadian, better than none. You can see here, locking up the brake into the tight part now. So obviously downforce looks a lot better in the high-speed corners, but really technical through this tight stuff here. And if you're really good, you should be able to keep it flat from there through to the final corner. So I dare say, oh, look at the understeer. Look at the understeer, Joe. We see John Merritt on his last lap at 1:10.1. So that must have been the opening lap.
Draft is a big thing with these little cars. Like they're rapid, but they're also very light, and they don't have a huge amount of power. So the draft's actually quite strong with them. So
big wing.
Yeah, the big wing on the back creates a lot of drag and a lot of downforce. Actually, I went to the supercar round earlier this season at Barbagallo over here in WA, and these are one of the cars. They had it would have been probably 10, maybe 12 or 13 of them running around, and they weren't this model. They were the smaller, lower horsepower version, but even with less horsepower, they're an incredibly rapid little car. Very little weight, a lot of downforce, and I think this version of them, the SR8, would be a blast in real life. I think they get your attention very quickly.
Paul Stokel runs one up here in Queensland, and going around Lakeside, they're pretty awesome to watch. They pretty much don't break. So as we see here, Alex Court challenging, it looks like Dylan Walker or Jack Rogers, sorry, my apologies. Side by side going down into turn 1. Let's see who's the last of the late breakers. Will the Martini car get in front? He's got the corner. He's just locked the wheel. Just pushed himself a bit wide here, but he'll be on the outside for turn 2 here. So who will have the ascendancy in this one? I think Alex is back up the inside. Yes, he is. So now he's got to wait again until another mistake, because I don't think he'll get past if he doesn't make any mistakes down here in the tight stuff. As we saw on board there with Chris Noble. Chris was flat into that turn there too, and then he was flat coming out of here up to the last turn. So he's clearly got his head around the handling tendencies of the car to actually get the best out of it. Him and John Merritt, and obviously John Merritt has taken back the fastest lap on a full flat. We have Scott Jordanson on screen.
We've got a bit of a bow and caboose train going on here at the moment. We've got Dane Snadden, Scott Jordanson, and Greg Heaney all running in a team formation at the moment, and the Bowen's racing Whiskey Business Racing cars.
Whiskey Business, that's it. There's so much to cover in this one. There's so many bloody cars.
There's lots of battles. Dave Oliver had that incident in qualifying.
Someone's around. 7. Who's that? Jordan Wilcox. He was around. I was just going to point out before that all happened. Chris Noble has taken back the fastest lap on a 3.9, so it's a 10th back the other way. What happens here? He locks the rears by the looks of things. Bit of curb and a bit of. And what you like to term, Joe, thunderfoot. You got a little bit of thunderfoot over the bump.
Yeah, there's an awkward bump actually from memory on the inside of turn 1 there. If you're a little bit too low, and these little cars are they've got a lot of downforce, and you get them unsettled, and they'll do that. They'll bump up out of the because they run ground effect as well a little bit. So you unsettle the car, and they're a bit of a handful. We've got a bit of an incident back in the pack.
Just on that point, Joe. Oh yeah. So what's what happens here to Stephen? Too hard. Threw it into the corner.
Oh, no damage.
Oh, he's only lost about 2 seconds there. He's done well.
Yeah.
Just on your point, Joe, on the downforce kind of things, these are like skipping stones across water because there's certain bumps and you're just wheel spinning your way down a straight. As Chris Noble's getting very comfy with the back of Mr. John Merritt there, especially through this tight stuff. I think he wants past. What if we look back from Mr. John Merritt's car, have a look at the flames coming out every now and again? Have you got a button for that one, Joe? There you go. There it is, a bit of flames. And all it takes is one step. These guys are, they're only separated by 3/10. Sorry, go on.
I'm saying I'm learning. Only 2 seasons into broadcasting, and I'm finally starting to work out the buttons.
And then, if all else fails, sure, Ellis here, if these two in front take themselves out, sure, Ellis will be here to strike and get them as well. So, top 3 only separated by 6/10. Bit of a gap to Aiden behind him.
Lost a little bit of touch here. 1.25 seconds behind the leading trio. We've got another incident in the pack. Brendan Nearline. What's happened to Brendan here?
Underfoot over a bump.
Yeah.
Undies. Yeah, undies over a bump. They're almost like a Formula 4. They'll stop within their car length if you lock them all up.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of Tokyo drift there for Brendan. Very, very easy to happen with these cars. As we were saying before, once you get get a bit of a slide with these, they're actually quite a difficult little car to catch. So he's done well there. He hasn't hit anything, and just play on. So actually been not a lot of incidents in this race, which is great to see. But we've got some good racing. Becky, Kevin Henderson's in a bit of a battle with Dave Oliver and Colin Bennett. Dan Bartosh.
I was about to say, yep.
Just back there behind him. He's up 13 positions, as is Kevin Henderson. So your big mover and shakers at the moment is Kevin Henderson and Dan Bartosh up 13 spots. Dave Oliver up 11 positions. Your biggest loser of the night so far has been Adam Simpson. He's down 25, so he'll be looking for a redemption drive in race 2. Wayne Vizza and Tony Baker are both minus 14 each. So they're your main winners and losers so much. Thank you, H, for the commentary, mate. Much appreciated.
David Baz and Brett Barker didn't take the start either. So that's 34 cars in the race. Liam Banks is 2 laps down. Do we see him there? That's right, there's 2 races, so he can get back in the fight. I think from memory, I'll have to double check, I've inverted the whole grid. So, best of luck to those who finish at the front.
I'm going to put it out here, people. I haven't said this live before, but yes, it is a sadist.
Hey, look, if they're that good, they should be able to make their way through the front. There should be a bit more passing, but there'll be a lot more crashes as well. So we'll see what happens. Alex Court here putting on the pressure on Jack W. Rogers. Greg
Heaney's just made a pass on Dane Snadden by his teammate. Actually, I've got to say,
Dane's fallen back a bit.
The new Whiskey Business liveries they're pretty sharp. These guys, they've done a great job with the team liveries. They've had a bit of an update this season by the look of it. So Greg and the team, they're doing a great job putting their team and their sponsors into the limelight. Doing a very good job.
Yeah, and they've got plenty of cars in the field.
Yeah, Adam Avery's doing a great job. He's up 1 position and he's around some really tough guys. And it's great to see this guy back. We haven't seen him for a while now. Is Sean Rees. He's been a long time member of the club with the Sharp EIT Tech 1 race team. Along there with Bevan Moyes and Julian Mookie, I think's their team boss. So it's good to see Sean back. He's generally, whenever we run these cars, Sean's always on the grid. He does love these, and he used to do a lot of GT4 as well. So, yeah, great to see him back. So, Bowens, Radical Racing, that's it. Yeah, BRR. So we've got a battle going on up at the front here now. It looks like it's Ludosny.
Yeah, I'm literally looking at the timing screen about to say, Joe, the front has tightened up only, well, I apologize, I read it wrong the last time. It's only half a second from first to third here, and they're putting the pressure on pretty hard to John Merritt here. They've dropped into the fours now.
The drafting
last
games.
step through.
Just past halfway too, I see, Nick. We're coming up, finish 11 minutes.
Oh yeah, we need a big white flag warning, so we get it right every time. There's fights all through the field here. There are a couple of guys who are strung out here, like an Aidan Luthwaite. He's just going to sit there in fourth. Looks like Greg Heaney's made another move.
Jaden Wilcock and Ben Gorringe are going hard at it down into turn one.
Off the front. Oh wow, they kept going. Beautiful work there. Safe, like in baseball. You can see that pretty much on the track map there. We're spread right out. The leaders should be coming up to lap some of the guys at the back. It's going to be hard to get past them too, judging by the way this track is racing. But here we come again, across for the end of the 11th lap to start the 12th. John Merritt doing a bit of cross-hatching here and stitching up the straights to make sure that the guys don't get too close to him. A 104.0, a 104.0 and a 104.1, and these guys are still only separated by half a second. As you can see here, if you're Chris Noble, you don't want to be caught up in anything, because you're going to either ram from behind or run into the guy in front of you. As you see him drawing alongside. It's a long way around. There's a sand pit, and he might lose a spot here. 3 wide, oh man. Oh, flat into the kink. I think he's got it. He's going to run wide, and John Merritt's back up the inside. How good is this? He's really, really, really wanting that spot. And Ellis here, he's playing along too, and it's drawn Aiden into this fight as well. Wow. I have to look back at that in a sec.
We'll see your Formula Vs and raise your set of radicals. Great racing, all the boys up the front. That's fantastic. Zach would be going off the limiter right now if he was in here. He's got some real-world commitments. I believe he'll probably join us for a few rounds this season, as he's always welcome. He knows that. You all know him and you all love him. We actually...
mistakenly identified as Lee Diffie, apparently.
Lee Diffie, he was, yes. The IndyCar Grand Final actually made an appearance on the iRacing socials in the last week or so. So fantastic for the club, and and Zach got a little bit of airplay. So, oh God, we can't leave these guys. This is fantastic.
I think we're going to stick with this till the end of the race, Joe. Unfortunately, unless there's something else happening, like there is other things happening, but unless we just saw Gary on the timing screen go past Jordan Wilcox and Baker are off the track on my timing screens, but I should always call what's on the screen.
We've got a couple of incidents we'll go and have a look at, and then we'll come back to these. So we'll have a look. So Dave Oliver and Kevin Henderson, looks like they might have been involved in a skirmish down at turn 1, have they?
Oh, lock the fronts, lock the rears. So they were reacting to one of the whiskey business cars. Oh, okay, just drive off. One of the whiskey business cars locking up.
We've got another incident, Tony Baker.
Tony was on the rear brakes then.
Here we go. No.
That's what I saw on the timing.
That'll be Wilcox, I think. It's car 7. Yeah, so Wilcox. Tony's
underfoot over the bumps.
So Tony's actually had his own little incident that has picked up there first, but unfortunate incident there for the guys. And here we go, we're still at it, they're still going for it.
Merritt's just drifted wide there, and Chris Noble, oh man, that's the only thing about these cars, the front of them is a wedge. You wedge it under the back of the car and lift them up, which we don't want.
No.
But he's that close, he's almost like he's going to send him like in Condor Man. But here we go, coming to complete the end of the 14th lap. We're going to have 5 minutes to go, and can John Merritt hold these guys off? As John Merritt now has traffic closing in front of him. Who is that? Liam Braid and Liam Banks are the next 2 cars. So I think we're going to see some 3 wide action and 1 car on either side of these lap cars, Joe. I don't know. We go cut back to the Skycam, brought to you by Waste Options, guys and girls. this is going to get spicy now in the final laps of this race. Can John Merritt, fantastic, you read my mind, Joe, hold off Chris Noble here? Because Chris is going to be looking left and right. John's locked another front
John's
wheel.
made a mistake.
I think they're still side by side. We'll have a look at that again later on. But now into second place. Stuart Ellis flexes his muscles, and now John Merritt's got a little break on these guys. So after all that time, and Aiden's joined the back of the queue. After all that time, Chris has put all that pressure on John Merritt, and unfortunately, he's lost a spot there. And Chris is just gone back to third, and Stuart has flexed his muscles, and now he's going to try and put some pressure on there. We'll cut back to this coming into
this
the
is what's happened.
Corner here. What happens here? Oh, it was the lap car that locked the wheel.
Yeah, Liam locked the brake and it balked John. And then that's allowed Stuart to nip up the inside of Chris Noble. Chris is going to be filthy. Not at anybody in particular, but just at the situation itself.
Yeah, and that's the thing that happens. And kudos to these guys. Top-notch driving and the respect between each other. No one's hit anybody yet. It's fantastic to see. You don't get that in the public service. As we see John Merritt now with Stuart Ellis in tow. I think John's taken a chunk out of his tyres and he's just doing his best to hold these guys off. Right on board here with Chris Noble, thank you to Flash Graphics, and Sprayton Siders here on board. Excuse me, Chris Noble here now in third. And he's got Aiden back there, 6/10 behind him. As we come onto the front straight to complete lap 16. 17 minutes down, we got 3 to go. I dare say these guys will get those 3 laps in. And I believe Chris Noble just set a new fastest lap in 103.8. So
103.82. Wow, that's very, very rapid. Bit of draft probably helping there. I mean, look, at the end of it, Stuart Ellis did a 103.96 on that lap as well.
Yeah.
And Merritt's done a flat 4 with no draft. So a little bit draft assisted, but these guys are right on the edge. They're doing a great job at the moment.
Who would have thought a legacy car would be so good? I did. As we see the guys coming through the technical section. Thank you to, once again, thank you to Waste Options for providing this aerial shot here. It looks like Stuart has just fallen off the back of John a bit there through the S's, and he's going to have Chris Noble all over him. Chris Noble will be that close, he'll be reading the part numbers off the back of that car. And let's see what happens down here to turn 1. I think he's going to have a go, or at least try and get side by side, as we see one of the Pulse Racing cars let them through, Brendan Nealon. Chris down the inside.
Great sportsmanship.
Has he got the corner? Stuart leaves him room.
He's got a good drive off. If he can hold it around the outside up here down at turn 2, he should nearly be able to clear him. He's cleared him.
Oh.
Great respect by both these guys. They know they've got to get to the end of the race before you get a result. So, fantastic racing there by Stuart. Just a bit of self-preservation. Oh, he's run wide.
Aiden's going to be all over him now. But yeah, self-preservation, like you said, Joe. And it seems to me that Chris is on a bit of a mission here to get back to John Merritt. Considering we're 19 minutes in, I think they're going to have one more lap. See, right on board here. Spread inside is on board with Aiden Luthwaite. As we come into the final turn, I'm going to say they're going to get the white flag this time through. Oh, just a bit too much of the apex curve there. It's lost a little bit of time. No, no white flag?
Yep.
There it is, he's waving right in front of us. It didn't come up on the graphics on the top of the totem pole. Here we go, final lap. Turn 1. Exit of 1. Over the bumps, up this back straight. Or what you could call a straight, into a little kink of turn 3. Watch the exit, don't get an off track. Oh, he's got an off track.
He did.
Into the fast, flat out turn 4, braking for turn 5 almost immediately. He's still catching him. Into the tight turn 6, drifted out wide for turn 7. You should hold it flat through 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 might be a bit of a lift. And then up to the final turn. What a race. That's only the entree. So right on board here with Chris Noble here, coming in second place behind John Merritt taking the checkered flag. John Merritt, Chris Noble, Stuart Ellis, Aidan Leaflake, Matt Distill, Dylan Walker, Jack Rogers, Alex Court, and Adam Lavis, and Sean Rees rounding out the 10. Bevan Moyes there in 11th. So
one of the guys I want to point out
someone's
right
run
now,
wide.
Dan Bartush, 17 positions up, people. What a drive. Fantastic result. I don't think he put in a qualifying lap, if I remember right. So
17th to, up 17 to 17. That's a big field.
So
See here, Paul Wood in 25th.
Aussie Racers, one of our stable mates.
It looks like we'll get 29 cars across the line. A couple of the other guys, oh no, they've already finished, I should say. 34 cars across the line. Who's that missing the front there? I'm going to say, is that...
Liam Brady, I think it might be.
I was going to say Dave Oliver.
All right, so...
Could be. We'll see. We'll get the results up, no doubt. So the sprint race results.
Oh.
Let that load in. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get involved, if you want to leave comments, that kind of thing, are we on YouTube as well tonight, Joe?
We certainly are, yes.
YouTube and Facebook. Leave a comment, that kind of thing. It should come up on screen. We can answer the questions. They got a bit of a warm up here. So while that's happening, Joe, do you want to hit the? Oh yeah, you can do the results.
I'm trying.
I was going to say if you want to leave it a bit more longer to load. Oh, there you go. We have race 1 sprint winner John Merritt, 7/10 or 8/10 clear of Chris Noble and Stuart Ellis. Aidan in 4th. Matt Distill in 5th, Dylan in 6th, Jack in 7th, Alex Court in 8th, Adam Lavis in 9th, and Sean Rees in 10th. 11 to 20, Bevan Moyes, Eduardo Zamora, Nick Dwornik, Dane Snadden, Fred Kahn, Greg Heaney, Dan Bartush, Scott Jordanson, Colin Bennett, and Gary Cousins are in out the 20, and there's still points being awarded. As you can see in the background, there's a warm-ups going on. Ben Orange, Kevin Henderson, Paul Wood, Michael Haynes, Dave Oliver, Liam Haycock, Adam Simpson, Stephen Crediton, Tony Baker was the last car on the lead lap, and then we got Brendan Nealon, Liam Braid, Jordan Wilcox, and Liam Banks, Wayne Vizza, and then Barker and Baz didn't take the start on that one. So 34 cars to at least do a handful of laps. And while that's happening, ladies and gents, just have a look at the bottom there. You can see you can buy some merchandise from us. Obviously support the club that you're watching right now. Head to that Facebook page. I believe there's also a web page as well, which we'll probably see in one of the next ones. But yes, you can get some merch from there. All sorts of things too. They're just little prezzies that you can get. From beer coolers to caps and shirts, that kind of thing. You can also get shirts printed up of your favourite team. Speaking of which, and sponsors, Flash Graphics, big thank you to them. Orbic Australia. JJZ Constructions, that's a Z, not a Z. M-Wave. Sprayton non-alcoholic cider. And Waste Options. We want a big thank you to all those guys because they help make this happen, and without them we wouldn't have this on your screens in front of your eyeballs right now. And as I said, I think if you go to the next page, Joe, I think it's a full reverse. Yeah, John Merritt there in the last spot, so it's a full reverse grid. David Baz from Brett Barker, Wayne Vizza from Liam Banks, Jaden Wilcox from Liam Braid, Brendan Nealon from Tony Barker, Stephen Crediton from Adam Simpson are your top 10. Liam Haycock, Dave Oliver, Michael Haynes, Paul Wood, Kevin Henderson, Ben Gorringe, Gary Cousins, Colin Bennett, Scott Jordanson, Dan Bartush. We're about to start here. The track is now increased to 23 degrees C and they're away. Race 2. Oh, someone's well off.
Who was that?
They're into pit lane, and here's the thing, ladies and gents, it's 30 minutes now. So we'll see how we go. Oh, there's more cars off. Someone's buggered up there in the middle of the pack.
Oh, no.
We're going to have a bit of a different story here. Let's see. we'll have to get back to those later on. We'll watch the first lap and we'll get back to the replays. You can see they're starting to string out already. I did see on my live timing a whole heap of off tracks, and I thought it was just because it might have been a stalled car, but it was nonetheless somebody has spun and taken out the field. So I guess the nerves got to him. As we see here, Adam Simpson with Dave Oliver in tow there, and he's putting the pressure on Jaden Wilcox. And
oh, bit of a bump there. He'll be looking for a bit of redemption. He qualified well in the first one. I think he qualified fourth, and yeah, and then he had the incident at the start of race one.
Yeah.
But Starkey said there just before that a couple of seasons ago we ran a dual series with SR10s and SR8s, but it was great. But on some of the tracks, like a track like this, I think the 8 would probably nearly be faster than what the 10 was, because 10 was so understeery and difficult to drive.
10 was good at somewhere like Monza. Long straights.
Yeah,
definitely. Or the old Hockenheim or something. Here we go.
Here we go.
We have Merritt here in 20th. So he's made his way up from 34th already. So obviously that big crack in front helped. I'm interested to see what the reports are from that one. And yeah, now you got all sorts of skill levels back here. and they're not going to be as respectful as the front lot were, or as good. No disrespect to those guys, they won't be as precise as those front guys. So it's all about patience now. John's got 30 minutes to make his way through, but he's got to do it efficiently and quickly, because there'll be some good, decent, real fast guys at the front getting away, and it'll make his job a lot harder too, as we see the guy come under the bridge to the second last turn, and he's made another spot there. Wayne Visser is leading from Liam Banks and Adam Simpson.
Let's chuck him some love.
There's the Viz man.
He's one of the guys. Look, Viz is a great guy. Yeah, we've chatted to him on numerous occasions. Yeah, I call him a friend, and he's just always there. And he loves his racing. He enjoys finishing more than he loves his racing. But yeah, he's doing a great job up here at the moment. Liam Banks, he's pretty rapid, so he's one of our co-commentators. So he's in racing tonight. We've let him out of the booth to have a bit of fun, but he's got probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys, 8 guys in behind Viz at the moment. They're all pretty damn rapid guys. So Viz is doing a great job at the moment. He just got to keep his eyes forward. It's a long race, but I'm sure he'll be on for a great result if he can keep it on the island.
5th to 23rd are all less than a second apart. And I can see the board, the names on the boards changing. As you see here, you look in the background there, that yellow and red card, John Merritt's got a run on somebody now. So you can see there on the totem pole, it's just orange and yellow, and they're all less than a second apart. They're white, they're over a second spacing. Let's see, John Merritt and Chris Noble continuing on their fight for the first 20 minutes.
Chris hang on a minute, we had a slow car there. He's out of the way. Great work. Let's see if we can't catch what actually happened at the start there.
Yeah, let's go for it. It's going to take a while to break it down, but let's go for it. Back to the replay.
And we've got a few guys here that are...
we got Ben Gorringe.
Bartosh.
Oh, all by himself.
So
he
he's
barely touched.
Come across there.
But then what happened here? Yeah. Yeah. So we have to look at the... Bartosh did that all by himself. He got a little bit, as Joe would like to say, thunderfoot.
Yeah. And these are one of those
But what happened in the second phase?
Yeah, not sure. I think people were checking up. Adam Simpson.
We're going to have to guess and find out what happened where.
Work out exactly where this went wrong.
So Bartosh goes away.
So there was an incident up the front.
I reckon second gear, and it's still got some wheel spin. They turned into that Pulse Racing car, whoever that was.
Yeah, so... Oh, very unlucky. Very unlucky for a lot of cars there. That took out a lot of runners actually up the front there. So there was two main incidents off the start. There was the one at the front of the pack, and poor Dan Bartosh. I think he might need a slipper clutch for the next race.
Yeah.
But a little bit gentle with the power on the start. So it was unfortunate. But look, we all know how easy that is to do in these cars. Oh, there's another one off track.
Merritt. Accident, purely by accident, but he just hit the back of that whiskey business car. I didn't know who that was. And then he's got Jaden, I keep saying Jordan, Jaden Wilcox on his tail. And he's got Adam Maverick in front. Looks like Chris has broken free of those guys. And he's chasing down Stuart Ellis there. Top speed, and then into the one of the slowest corners on the track. So great passing opportunity there. Wayne Viz is still leading Adam Simpson by 2/10, and then they got a little bit of space there on Liam Banks. Paul Woods closed that gap, and now Fred Kahn's all by himself there in 5th place as your top 5. Fred Kahn up 17, by the way. And Fred seems to be the cork in the bottle. Fred with Dave and Alex all in tow. He's going to frustrate those guys, but hey, it's their job to get around him. As we see here, Wayne squeezing.
Here we go. It's starting to light up the front here.
Yeah. So Wayne is just holding up Adam here. It's Adam's job to get around him cleanly here. So Wayne's giving him one option, and that's the outside, which will give him the inside of turn 2. So he can't be too generous either. So, he's going to try the crisscross.
Oh, Woody.
And he's just going to watch the bumps. Paul Wood. Paul Wood's lost out there. But he's got a gap to Fred Kahn, who's holding up that next pack there. So, we're back on board here with Adam Simpson, coming to the flat-out kink, and then just braking hard here as we look back from Wayne's mirror cam. Thank you to Flash Graphics and Sprayed Insiders for the onboards. Oh, he's gone!
Simpson.
He's gone with rear brakes. Did he take Paul Wood with him? No, he didn't. So, he'll have enough space to recover? No, he hasn't. He is dropping like a rock. So,
poor Adam.
He didn't have enough time to recover. There he is recovering in the top of the picture there.
He's towed.
Oh, is he towed, has he?
I think so.
Oh, no, he's still on track. He's still making meterage. 6.45 laps. Let's see here, Stuart Ellis here. And there's Adam there, just in the front.
He's been clipped on the way through, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
he wasn't too fast on the way in there. He might get a drive through.
I think that might be a speeding infringement there.
Alex caught with the two whiskey business cars about to run over the top of each other. Where's Alex sitting in 6th? And then he's got Dave Oliver, Eduardo Zamora, and Jack Rogers in behind him. So it is busy as through here, and there's fast guys mixed in with, I don't really call them fast guys and slow guys. Guys who are at the front of the last one trying to make their way through back to the front, and guys who are at the back of the first one trying to hold them off. So it is going to be action galore. As I see Eduardo drop down the timing list, we'll see what happened there later on. As we see Fred Kahn holding off Dane Snadden here, teammates. But it looks like Dane had the run there, so once again, it's Dane's job to get around Fred. Oh, Fred gets a bit of dirt. And dirt again. And that's putting Alex in a really strong spot here for a tow. As Alex looks to the inside of Dane. He might get 2 for 1 here if he's real good. Is he going to do it?
Big on the brakes.
He's going to do it. 2 for 1.
Oh, well done.
That was an awesome move, especially across the bumps there.
This is
now the teammates are fighting him behind him.
This is one of those tracks. So for anybody that's newish to iRacing, this is one of the OG tracks, Summit Point. I think it had a refresh a couple of years ago, but it just puts on mega racing every time. I had a couple of people like, oh, why would you want to go to Summit Point? Like, it's so old.
This is the reason why.
That it's putting on tonight. Like, here we are at the moment. So we got John Merritt's got by Adam at the moment, so he's up on the back. Have a look. So at the moment, there's no other than from 4th back to 14th. There's no more than half a second between any car. Look at these guys. And what are we now? 10 minutes into a 30-minute race, and it's still this close. So Liam Banks and Paul Wood. Paul Wood's got a 4-second break over Alex Court. So I tell you what, Viz is doing a pretty handy job out the front here with Liam and Woodsy. These guys, may not have qualified well, but they've got a lot of laps in now. They've got a rhythm going. So all they've got to do is just keep it clean for another 15 minutes and then make a race of it. And they'll end up with a great result. So, yeah, great night of racing, great track.
Just on there, further your point there, Joe, because it's one of the OGs, it's one of the ones you get to use, or you'll be made to use a lot as you start your iRacing career, especially with the licensing system. And this track teaches you tight corners such as turn 1, some ways to set up people for passing, but also to get over those bumps efficiently and not upset the car. And then you've got this fast flowing section going into a tight section. It's really got a whole spectrum of everything, and it's not that long. And especially in the cars that you start with, the laps are maybe a bit slower than these guys, but they're still not that long. As we see, wow, 6 cars on track, all nose to tail. And we're focusing there in the middle of that. Chris Noble there, and he's resuming his battle with John Merritt, and he's got Stuart Ellis in front of him. So the top 3 are now 9th, 10th, and 11th from the first race. They're now 9th, 10th, and 11th.
So as we can, no, Greg Heaney's been involved in the incident.
We'll get back to that one in a sec. Side by side with...
Oh, he just pinched the rears, I think, maybe? Yep.
Yeah, on the bumps. Funnily enough, on the bumps.
On the bumps.
We cut back to what we were looking at. These guys slowly making their way through the field. Who's the cork in the bottle here? Is it still Fred Carr? Is it Dave Oliver?
No, it's still Fred Carr.
Fred Carr.
He was. Oh, you were live for that one. Just a bit of a nudge from Dave Oliver. I think he's just been passed by Chris Noble. So I think Dave might have just lifted. So Woodsy, Liam, Fight and Viz will escape. Will escape.
Oh, Liam and Woodsy will fight,
escape.
and it'll
That's right. If they don't,
escape.
Oh no, Liam Banks.
Watch out, everybody. Oh, buddy, back it up, back it up.
Oh, my Lord.
That was going to be bloody Pato Award all over again at Toronto, launching car into the fence.
Wow. That was close. That was close.
Liam with a good run up to that point, but I just saw his name drop just as we finished that, and you cut back to him, and he spun obviously there in turn 3.
Oh, he's gone for...
What are you doing here? Oh, contact.
No, Woodsy's made a move. Looks like he was up there. But now I want to have a look. This is what
Jeepers, you'd be looking for a reverse quick smart, wouldn't you? Like the old Marshall ads when the car stopped on the train tracks.
Yeah, Crikey's about right. I reckon. I hope he's wearing his brown pants.
Change of pants, yeah.
Now, I just want to quickly talk movers and shakers at the moment up through the field.
Go for it.
In 4th, up 26 spots, Jack Rogers. Now, 29 spots is Stuart Ellis, Chris Noble and John Merritt. They're 29 apiece, so they're still in the order where they started. And they've passed almost 30 cars each. Magic drive, guys, by all of them. Just Aidan Luthwaite up 23. Alex Court up 17. Your biggest losers so far. Brett Barker down. I don't think Brett took the start. So we've got Liam
22.
Banks after that last incident. He's down 25. Liam Braid is down 24. 18 for Kev Henderson, and 14 for Simpson, 18 for Brendan Nealon, and 15 for Liam Haycock. So a bit of a mixed bag for some of the guys tonight, but certainly putting on a show, Nick.
I think it might have worked out for those the first 3 from the first race, because they're at the very back, and they would have seen stuff happening, and they would have backed out of it and just weaved their way through the carnage, and then continued on.
Yeah,
so it actually worked out for them.
And they're still line astern. Like, look at these guys. So Merritt, Noble, Ellis.
Someone off in the back. Oh, he just came back on the circuit too. I think that was Eduardo. Sorry to interrupt you there, Drew.
No, that's fine. We'll have a look at it.
So I think he's
got the wheel. He's just got out and touched the grass, has he? No, curve on the inside.
Bit of apex curve, yeah.
Oh, hang on to it, Eduardo. Nice drive.
Someone off to the inside there.
We'd probably let the cat out of the bag. But Eduardo Zamora, I had trouble. Well, actually, we had trouble remembering his name, and we gave him a nickname from a Formula F1. Oh, look at this drive up here. Look at these guys. Here we go.
3 wide.
Chris Noble.
3 wide. 2 wide.
Noble through the middle.
That's ridiculous. And Jack Rogers there, just in front of him, so he's going to be the next one. Side by side. Don't know where to look.
Oh, touch.
Far out.
Jeepers. Stuart Ellis has done the best of that. He's jumped a couple of cars there. So
this is Stuart Ellis has got the gap.
Great driving.
Dane, Chris and John. As I was saying,
Zamora apparently was a difficult one to remember, and we likened him to an ex-Formula 1 driver.
He's been given a tap.
Oh, John.
Like Chris there just gave a briefest tap to the whiskey business car of Chris. No, I'm sorry, my apologies. Of
Merritt was caught up in that one as well a little bit.
So just in front of this.
Hang on, no, we need to be there. Sorry, people.
Just in front of it. That's all right.
I clicked the wrong one, so.
I think Chris might have been caught out by the fact that he was holding it flat and the car in front of him. Yeah, you can see the flash of the brakes. And he might have been caught out by that. And it's one of those things you got to react to the car in front.
You do.
And John there is having to take evasive action. Chris Noble coming out of the pits now. So that puts third place Stuart Ellis back into third place. John's dropped down now to ninth. As we see.
I'd have to say, Starkey, I think that by the end of this one, Viz is going to have his hands full with car 073 and Stuart Ellis. He's certainly been rapid tonight.
On a mission.
Who's got the fastest lap so far, Nick?
Noble on a 3.8.
And Merritt's done a 3.88 as well. So some very rapid times. A 3.91 for Ellis. So definitely some rapid times coming from these guys.
Look, I have to say, Chris, that 175, he isn't setting the world alight, but he's doing all the right things. He's, what's he doing? His last lap was a 5.1. The pursuing cars are in the 4s, but he's got a 2.75 second lead. And if he can keep that lead for the next, 16 minutes, he should be all right. But as we see here, Jack Rogers under massive pressure from Aiden. Aiden's going to have a look up the inside here. Will he get it done? He's going to be on the outside of the next turn.
Yeah, he hasn't got him clear.
And that's the thing. It's another right-hander followed by now a quick left-hander. So he's back to where he was. Now Adam's back to all over the back of Aiden. So the two IndyCar protagonists are continuing on their battle. We jump on board with Aiden here. Thank you to Sprayton Siders. Now, get a good run through here. Back it up a gear, use all the exit curb, and then work your way through the gears. Get a bit of a toe. Wayne Vizard just set a PB of a 4.4, so someone's giving him the hurry up.
Merritt, fastest lap, 1:03.85. One thing that little exchange would have done for Aiden is hurt his tyres. Like there was a lot of load through the car there laterally in that move, so he'll be suffering with quite warm tyres there at the moment for probably half a lap or so until he gets them back under control.
Just keeping an eye on that front gap. The gap from first to second, 2.4 seconds. The gap from first to third, 2.8. But our eyes are peeled on this. Currently looking at Adam Lavis here in 6th with Alex Court and John Merritt behind him. But Aiden Leithwaite and Jack Rogers in front of him. So it is all over the show. As you see here, what's Kurt saying? He'll have a new gear. So he'll have his new wheel by then. So hopefully Mr. Normanson will be back on board.
He will. Oh, Ellis. Pit. We have pits in this race, or there must be. We must need fuel.
it might be tight on fuel, but I thought I had it in such a way that we didn't need to pit for fuel. So we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe Wayno's not setting the world alight because he's got a fuel target to hit. We'll see. We'll see. Admittedly, I hadn't done any testing because I just wanted to be straight sprint races, but it looks like they might have to save a bit of fuel here. There's quite a bit of this circuit that's flat out Brussels sprout, so that throttle blade is wide open. So we'll see. Well, I'm board here with Paul Wood, just taking it easy through the technical section. Wayne Vizzer here.
Unless Stuart Ellis, well, he didn't stop, or did he?
Maybe he got...
Pit lane time, 17.95. Very quick.
Unless if there is a fuel concern, I will correct it for the following week, but it wasn't the intention. And especially next week, it's a Canadian track that is flat out for a fair chunk of it, like even more so than here, which should suit Dornick in 8th position quite well. I think he'll be on his back doorstep, so...
Had a couple of incidents that look over. So Colin Bennett, run wide on the curb. Oh,
grass into the trees. No, yes, he's kept it off the trees.
Done well getting back on the track there. Scott Jordan looks like he might have had an incident as well.
I don't know about you, Joe, but there's been times I've come off that turn and ended up in the trees and just looped it.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, well, I've looped it, I've spun it off into the bushes, and you can see there's no walls in certain parts, and you just end up in the trees and just end up back in hospital or in the pits, so...
There's actually a shadow realm out there off to the left. If you hit it right, you just as it jumps off the track, you're like back in your pit bay straight away.
Oh, so. John Merritt's got to run. Merritt's got to run on court. Will he have a look? Or is he going to surprise him down here in turn 1? And Court's just shuffled over half a car width, just to say, not today, mate, not yet. We're going to see a lot of that at this next weekend at Bathurst too, is in the real thing. I think there's going to be a lot of that happening. Let's see here, John Merritt putting the pressure on. Sorry, Joe, go.
I was going to say, that just tells me one thing, that next weekend's Christmas, isn't it?
It's my religious day, as my dad calls it.
Yes.
Everybody knows you text me or that's it. Unless you want to talk about the race, don't ring me.
Yeah, completely agree. Oh, look, it's well known. I get better treatment on Bathurst Sunday than I do on my birthday or Christmas every year. So my wife, she does me up a platter. The kids scatter, and I have a good day in front of the TV, nice and quiet.
I'm usually influenced by whatever they're advertising on TV. In the last 2 years, it's been Pizza Hut. But anyway. John Merritt making his way onto the front straight to complete lap 22. 23 minutes into a 30-minute race. Is he going to have another look down here? Now he's made a look. Alex just shuffles over a little bit, and now he's run himself wide. Will John get the run up here and put the pressure on him into turn 2? It'll have the outside. Won't be the ideal spot for turn 2, but it will misplace Alex as Alex shoves him back across. John's run wide there, but he's kept the boot, and it's funny how you can run wide there. The hard compact gravel there, it's almost like an extra racetrack. And you see here these guys into their 22nd lap.
A little bit of a touch there.
Also, just quickly, the front end has spiced up. I don't know if Mr. Stark is all over it, but these guys are only separated by 7/10. And Jack Rogers there is now in 3rd, but he's 3.3 back. So we'll just keep an eye on this. We might cut back to the previous fight that we were watching. But yeah, these guys, just a bit further up the road, they're just closing down. I'll let you know, Joe, if the numbers start to go orange and red.
Yeah,
I can see the total pole is now gone orange now. Yeah.
Yeah, so Viz's last lap is backed up to 104.9. And Woodsy's done a 4.24, so he's well and truly in draft now. And I don't want to put the commentator's mocker on him, but just don't choke on your pizza, Viz. Come on, you can do it, mate. I think he's won a V race at one stage, so it wouldn't be his first win with the gents, but I'd like to see him get it. But also got our teammate in.
I was going to say,
I'm
does
not gonna
Paul
say
have
it.
a...
I'm not going to say.
Well, side by side, 3 wide. That's not going to be good.
Oh, Merritt and Mav.
I was also going to mention Paul did have that incident early in the race. So does he, to quote Neil Crompton, have an invoice to pay? Will he get a time penalty at the end of the race?
Very well could be. That was with Adam Simpson. I think he had a dive on Adam Simpson. That's Jordan
rear
Wilcox, locks the rear. Very, very easy to do. Very easy to do. So
that's the thing, you wind your brake bias backwards to stop the fronts from locking. But unfortunately, over those bumps there, if you don't rev match it properly, you sure lock them up. Pressure lock, as we see here, Paul Wood now has the gap down to 0.3 of a second.
You think he's got the blowtorch lit up at the moment?
Mate, if this thing had lights that worked, I think he'd be flashing them. It's a bit of a pity that they didn't. They need to update this car and just put lights on it that work, so we can race these things in the dusk and night time. It'd be awesome.
Ah, it would be great.
We see here these guys completing their 23rd lap, going into the 26th minute. We might get about 3-4 more laps. I see they've broken away. They got 2.9 seconds on Jack Rogers.
Yes.
Aiden is less than a second behind him, and that group we were following before. Dane Snadden, John Merritt, Matt Distill, Stuart Ellis, and Adam Laver. So Adam really, he's lost track position, but time-wise, he's not that far behind those guys in front there. He was a little bit further up the grid, but he's now back in another group.
Yeah, Merritt's just done a 3.7, people. I think Adam might have a bit of damage. He's lost about half a second a lap from what he was doing. So he's been doing...
Oh, someone run wide. Who's that?
That's a lap car getting out of the way, I think.
Okay, yeah.
That's
and just
car
behind...
Jaden Wilcock.
Just behind Merritt there, Matt Distill's just set his PB of a 3.9. Only 2/10 off John Merritt. So he's learning from the fast guys.
He's back in the 10th. He must have had a drive-through. Must have been incident points, off tracks maybe. So I don't think he's taken fuel, and nobody else is pitted, and we only have 2 minutes 40 seconds to go to the end of the race.
We need a pit reporter. So yes, we're into the final minutes here. We're onto the 25th lap. And yeah, I reckon we're gonna have to go look back from Mr. Viz's car here. Let's get the one a bit further up the car with the flames sticking out. There we go. Oh, there's a flame there. Oh, he's locked the front, and they're coming up to Brendan Nealon. So,
Woods is right up there. I was thinking Woodsy with the blowtorch, but I think it might actually be Viz.
Might have to go to Brendan and actually watch from his car and see how these guys get around. Because, here we are with Brendan Nealon here. They're still got a bit of a distance, but these guys are catching. What did Brendan do last lap? I'll just have a look here. He did a 7.0 on his last lap, so these guys are going to catch him pretty quick, actually. Lap 27, 28 minutes down. I was going to let him through. Very good.
Oh, Woodsy.
Paul's having a look. Paul sold a dummy. He's gone to the outside. Is he going to crisscross him or just get on the power earlier and try and... Wow, bump draft him.
I tell you what, Wayne is really impressing me. Like, he's held up to an immense amount of pressure from Woodsy here. So I'm not barracking for either guy. I've got a teammate and a friend in this battle up the front, and it's great. So, you know, these guys, they're racing clean, they're racing hard. It's great to see. Hope, you know, like as we said, Woodsy may have an invoice to pay. Now, if Vizza spotted that in his mirror, it might actually be in his best interest to let Woodsy go and run behind him and hope that Woodsy gets a 5-second penalty or so for that incident. But you don't think about that, mate, when you got the red mist down over your eyeballs. You don't think about it that way.
Have you ever known Wayne to let anybody through? As we see here, they're coming down the front straight. Wayne again taking defensive line. I'm going to say Paul's going to go back to the left side of the track. Wayne's going to come over a little bit. Oh, it's the bumps. The bumps caught him out.
Oh, no.
Just on the downshift. Paul's through now with a 2.7 second lead over Jack Rogers. We see the replay here. Thank you to Sprayton.
Oh, no, he's just
a little bit quick. A little bit quick. And
the rears.
And on the down change, yeah, just got the rear, and oh, it's going to go again. So he's been trying to manage that rear tyre, but it just got the better of him in that one. So now Paul Wood with a 3.2 second lead. The gap's growing over Jack Rogers. What's the problem with Jack? Jack's got a whole bunch of cars behind him too. So we might have to cut back to Jack and see what's going on there. So Paul Wood's clear now in the 30th minute of the race. Is this the finish?
I'm trying to find Jack. Sorry. Oh, no, it is.
It is the finish. So Paul Wood with that final lap pass. Jack Rogers there, Aiden and Alex, Wayne and Nick, and then all sorts of people, which we'll get through. And I try to name them, but it's very hard to do. But yes, we'll get through all that in just a sec. But up 30, just by the way, Joe, because you're pointing out the movers and shakers. Up 30, Aiden.
Up 30, Jack Rogers up 28, 25 for Alex Court. Wayne Visser, unfortunately, -2, but still, hold your head high, Wayne. Great racing, mate. Top 5. Yeah, definitely got to be happy with that.
Oh, look, he led 28 out of 29 laps. It's pretty damn good. I see the last couple of guys come across the line. I think we had 22 guys on the lead lap. Excuse me, Liam Haycock still yet to come across the line. He's to be the last car. And get ready for it. We're going to have a lot of people coming in for interviews here. As we see Tony Baker there, bit of a burnout. Once the results tick over, ladies and gents, we'll get them up on the screen. But we'll have a look here at a replay here. Liam Haycock here into turn 1.
After the flag. Oh, no.
He's locked the rears. Again, over the bumps.
That was on the wide, I think.
Yeah.
No, that was after.
Was it after?
No, sorry, that was, he was starting his final lap.
It's on the white, yeah. So he just didn't get enough revs on the down change. So we got some people coming into the green room. We'll start off with a Mr. W. Visser. Wayne, are you there? He's still on mute.
You're muted, Wayne.
Yeah, while he's doing that, it's yeah.
We'll go through the results anyway.
Yeah, so we got the results.
Yeah, go for it if you want to do it, Joe. There's a lot of names.
There is a lot of names. So Paul Wood, winner race 2 in the feature race tonight. Followed by Jack Woods 2.8 behind. Aidan Luthwaite, great drive up to 3rd. Alex Court, Wayne Visser, commiserations, but still a top 5. Great to hold your head on that one. Nick Dwarnick, John Merritt's recovered. He may have an invoice with that issue with Adam. We're not too sure. That'll get looked at post-race. Matt Distal, one of the club sponsors. He's in 8th. He's actually part of the Sprayton Siders group. So, great work to Matt Distal. Stuart Ellis in 9th, Dane Snadden 10, Adam Maverick, Dave Oliver, Gary Cousins round out to 13th, Fred Kahn, Tony Baker top 15, Sean Rees, Greg Heaney, Chris Noble, Colin Bennett and Michael Haynes. Over the page is Liam Haycock in 21st, Adam Simpson, Brendan Nealon, Jaden Wilcock, Ben Gorringe rounds out your 25, Scott Jordison, Bevan Moyes, Eduardo Zamora, Liam Braid, Liam Banks, Dan Bartosh, Dylan Walker, Kevin Henderson and Dave Baz, Brett Barker and Steve Cretman didn't take the flag. So, yeah, that's been a great night of racing.
Yeah, mega. I want to start with Mr. number 175 here, Mr. Wayne Visser. Wayne, 28 out of the 29 laps you led. It's just that final lap into turn 1. Talk about your night. No, he's muted again.
Unmute yourself, Wayne.
There you go.
Hang on, boys. He's just messaged me trying to figure out. He's got to go push to talk, so he's got to assign a button, a hotkey, so he can push to talk. I'm just talking him through it now.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Yeah.
We'll just watch a couple of the highlights here because I want to start with Wayne. I really want to start with Wayne first. There, we see the start carnage there, and we actually see that's Wayne there in first place. There we go, Wayno.
How are you, boys?
Tough drive, my friend.
Devastated
Thank you,
for
boys.
you,
It was
mate.
great.
Devastated for you,
mate.
One little
Just
mistake.
she locked up, and yeah, Woodsy all over me. I was trying to hold him off, but yeah, he was all over me. He was catching me. But anyway, what do you do? It was good fun. I enjoyed it so much being out the front there, but holy hell, it was hard work.
Yeah, give us a quick rundown of your race 1. What happened in race 1?
What happened with
I
race
can't
1?
remember.
My clutch, my clutch didn't work, so I put it in gear and it rolled off the start. When I stopped, I went, oh, I'm going to get black flag. That's why I had to go in the pits, do a quick run through the black flag with a drive-through penalty because I got black flag from the start because it rolled, so I wasn't happy.
Gotcha. And so that put you on a full reverse grid on the second row, was it? Second row.
Yeah, second row.
Second row, and just got a clean start this time.
Mate, I had an absolutely blinder of a start. I
And we can see...
absolutely killed it off the start, but yeah, I had Liam all over me and yeah, trying to hold him off, but yeah,
Liam
had an absolute ball.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. With the radicals, what's been the biggest thing about this particular car? What's the handling tendencies for you, anyway? What do you find?
It was just hanging on, mate. That thing is absolutely just sticks to the road like super glue, and I was just absolutely enjoying it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I was a bit understeer, but yeah, you just had to be very careful, with a bit of brake to get it to turn in. But yeah, other than that, I was loving it.
Fair enough. And then just finally, was it the bumps or just the down change into the turn 1 that caught you out?
I think it was the bumps that got me, and then I could just feel all of a sudden the rear just started to go. I think I just had just a bit too much on the brake pressure, and the rears locked up when I went back a gear, I think, and just all of a sudden, she just started sliding, and then Mr. Woods went straight round me, and I went, oh, I wasn't happy, but what do you do?
Hey, mate, you led 99% of the race. You just had to get that part of the track done, and I think in the tight stuff, he wasn't going to get past you. So, well done regardless. That was top drive. I think that's Joe's drive of the night.
That was a great time, mate. It was unreal. And yeah, because I was watching Woodsy, he got away from me. He had a hit with Liam, I think. I don't know what happened there, but I don't know if anything happened about it. But yeah, and I just kept driving, and I got Starkey in my ear just telling me to on the straights, just calm, just right. He's catching by this. He's going, just don't worry about telling me. I just want to drive. But yeah, we got there, and I got fifth's not bad for not a bad effort, but I should have had first. But that's life. You get over it. I'm glad, at least it went to Woodsy, and me and Woodsy are usually at the back of the pack anyway, so that was good fun.
Well, that's why I did a full reverse grid, to give opportunity to people, see how they go. Like, you may not qualify well, but if you race well and you get a full reverse grid, now you're at the front and do exactly what you did and just lead the field and hold off all challenges. So, well done. Next week, we got...
I was waiting for all the boys to come through, they were all the blokes who won the first race, and I'm thinking they're going to be coming up pretty quick. And then Starkey's going, no, they've been in an accident, and they're all getting taken out here and there. I went, oh, really? And yeah, just head down. I don't know what happened to the start of the race. I missed that, and I just put my head down and went. But Starkey's saying there was a huge accident on the start grid. I went, oh God, no, I'm out of there. I'm gone.
No doubt when we cut to the next person, Joe will probably play it from the start again. You'll see a big accident in the back. There was 2 actual things that happened. But Canadian Tire Motorsports Park next week, Motorsport. Have you done many laps around there? Why not?
Not yet, I haven't, but I'm going to be doing some.
Okay, fair enough.
Get some in just to get them going again. But I was enjoying that. I don't know how these blokes are 1 second faster. I just can't see how they get it. But they've been driving for a lot longer than I have. So, but I enjoyed it so much. It was good. Excellent.
All right, Wayne. What's next on the cards for you? You got much happening in terms of GSRC style racing?
Yeah, I've just been doing the V8 supercars, so I've been told I've been going from I'm getting kicked out of Super 3s and I'm being kicked into Super 2s.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
And I didn't even realise they'd said I was in Super 2s this week gone. I didn't realise I had one set there, so no one said anything to me. And I went, oh, you jumped to Super 3s, and then Adam's gone, oh, you're in the wrong set. I went, no, I'm in Super 3s. No, yeah, you're in Super 2s. So anyway, I'll be at the back of the pack now, and I've just enjoyed it. Me, Starkey, and Greg Brooks will be at the back of the pack, and we racing each other.
Well, as long as you enjoy it, and I always say that to people who are looking at joining this club, there's always somebody to race. Doesn't matter what position you're in.
3.
Well, that's exactly right. There's always someone to race. That's the good thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you,
here's Mr.
Wayno.
Woodgie. Congratulations, Woodgie. You done well, mate. You had me going there, son.
Thanks, mate. That was a hard battle. That was a hard track. I'm sweating after that one.
Well,
you and me both, mate. I need to go. I think I'll have another shower before I go to bed. It's dripping off me.
All I was watching was the guys coming up and catching us behind us, and I'm thinking we're having a good battle here, but we don't want them to get involved.
I'm glad I know that we're talking about racing.
That's what happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, context is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And as long as they say they weren't coming fast either, so so that's all good.
well, I guess. Thank you, Wayno, and then just kind of chucked it to Paul there. So, Paul, give us a quick, before you get to the second race, give us a quick rundown of what happened in the first race. How did that go for you?
Struggling, still trying to find my footing in this car, and yeah, I got a bit of damage. Someone had a bit of a tinkle up in front of me and slammed on the brakes. I had nowhere to go, so I just sort of gave someone a bit of a rear end, lost the whole front end of my car, tried to race on, but it was struggling too much. So I thought, I'll just go and repair. I'm at the back anyway, and I think it allowed the tyres to cool off with a fresh car. Managed to get out and find my groove then, and managed to actually find some lap times that I was struggling all through practice and quali, and just put my head down and then realised it was a full reverse grid, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to get swamped by guys behind. But the second race, just put my head down and kept pushing forward.
We can see here you're battling here with Liam and is it Jack Rogers, I believe? And didn't see that in the race.
I had a few little moments through the race.
And there was a bit of contact, I think, up around this part of the circuit during the... a bit further around the circuit. What was your point of view from that one? Because we were wondering if you're going to get a drive-through or a penalty from that, because it was contact and you were the following car.
I went up there, but I had well and truly had the call from the spotter to say there was a car beside. So that's when I went there. I thought, okay, so I just tried to pull it up, stay on the apex, and it just comes straight. He turned into the apex as well, and 2 into 1 just doesn't work.
Fair enough. And I've known you for a very long time. Were you just going to keep the pressure on Wayne and just settle for second at the start of the last lap, or were you actually just going to go hell for leather and just go for it?
I was just going to keep the pressure on and see what happened. I was just trying to get in his head and set him up to see if I could push him into a mistake and that sort of thing. And other than that, otherwise I'd take second. Look, I was surprised to be there at the end, but first would have been nice. I would have liked to have got on the back of him a bit early, then we could have had a bit more of a tussle, but I only had a couple of laps once I actually got behind him. So it was pressure on and just see what would happen. But the last thing I wanted was any form of contact or anything, and I didn't want to slow us down and let the guys get into the fight behind us, because then it would have been a very big battle and might have turned out very different. So it was just pressure on and see what happened.
Oh, fantastic. All right, well done. Congratulations on the feature race win. And what's up next for you in terms of GSRC style racing?
GT3 on Monday.
Not going to do Mountain Men tomorrow?
Well, possibly, but not at this stage. I've got to go out tomorrow. I just don't know what time I'm going to be back, but if I'm back, I may give it a run, but we'll see how we go.
Fair enough. All right, fantastic. Well done, Paul.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations, Woodsy.
All right, I want to cut to our second place in the feature race. Jack Rogers. Jack, welcome aboard. Just give us a quick rundown of your race 1, and then we'll talk about race 2.
Race 1 was pretty bland compared to race 2, to be honest. Just sort of got stuck behind someone at the start of the race, and then just spent a few laps passing. I think it was Alex, and then once I got past him, sort of was clear of track ahead.
Oh, excellent. Have you found that when you are stuck with behind somebody that's kind of similar pace, or maybe just a touch slower, it's a bit hard to get past?
I think it's just track dependent, to be honest. It's hard to pass here. There's only really 2 passing opportunities, and the delta you need to get past someone, let alone stick with them, is quite substantial. So it's just actually getting that speed and getting that opportunity to get past.
Fair enough. All right, talk us about your adventure in race 2. From up 28 spots, so from 30th to 2nd.
Yeah, it certainly was a bit hectic. The start caught me off guard there, managed to not get any serious damage, and got through it, and I think I was sort of mid-pack at the end of the first lap, and then just sort of worked my way through. Had a few hairy moments. Luckily didn't really come into contact with anyone until the last lap, where poor Wayne spun at the first corner, and yeah, still didn't hinder me too much, and ended up P2 in the end.
With the start line stuff, were you near the? Who was it that spun across the track, Joe? There was one car that put it in gear. Yeah, put it in gear and spun across the track. Were you near him, or was it the?
Yeah,
actual...
I saw someone exit stage left, like 2 cars ahead of me, and then
exit stage right. Yeah, and then
stage left, right, whatever it is, and then
we can actually catch this here live now if you want to have a look. And...
I don't have this live turn up.
Yeah, and you were back further than that, were you?
Yeah, I was back.
Yeah, you would have started there back.
Bit.
Yeah, and then you would have seen the next bit.
So I managed to check up just in time for the second bit. Thankfully.
Yeah, the next bit, we didn't catch till about here, and we saw 26 cars going through and about 10 spinning around. So,
and about 10 of those you got Bowen's paint jobs, by the way.
Don't tell. All right, excellent. And well, looking ahead, are you looking forward to the calendar for this season, and especially the Radicals?
Originally I wasn't meant to be racing this. I only sort of jumped on because I was bored sitting at home. So I might have to have a look at the calendar and see what else is going on.
There you go.
Got a couple incident points, which isn't going to help a championship fight in this one, but it is what it is. We'll have to just sort of look forward and minimise incident points.
Calendar's on the screen now. Next week, Bathurst week, we got Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. New Hampshire Roval was a request, and I actually do like that circuit, so that's going to be interesting. Chicago Street was a personal favourite of mine, and then the rest were kind of like track and combinations that suit this car. So there you go. And obviously the last one's going to be revealed in the next couple of weeks as well.
For anybody who hasn't actually raced at New Hampshire Roval, and that is meant to have a P in it, by the way, they don't just eat ham there, but anyone that has it, the version that we're doing is just an amazing track. It's brilliant track. It goes up in through the trees and back down, loops back around onto the oval, and it'll probably put on it's a pretty good race schedule there, but I wouldn't mind betting that's probably going to put on the best race of the season.
Just finally, Jack, what's on the menu for you in the next coming week of GSRC racing?
It'll be the supercars, and might give the Porsches another crack after last week's dismal effort.
Another crack for people at home. CRACK.
Yes,
there you go. Nice pass there.
Apologies.
Freudian slips, mate. They're allowed after 9:30 at night.
That's some good moves there. So, we'll have to keep an eye on you, and hopefully you come back on Friday nights.
Yeah, maybe.
You're only, just an FYI, Jack, you're only 2 positions shy of having most positions gained in that race. That was a 28 position change from where you started, mate. So just want to say, cracking drive, man. Well done. It's it just shows that it can be done. You can pass. I mean, you did say earlier on that this place is hard to pass, but I think you might have proved yourself wrong, mate, going up 28 spots.
I think the incident at the start sort of helped that a bit. I think if we didn't have that incident, it might be a bit of a different story.
Yeah, so you were third on positions up. So Aidan Luthwaite was up 30, John Merritt up 29, and yourself 28. So yeah, congratulations, mate. Great drive.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
All right. So the biggest team in the club. I'm going to cut to their head of the table, so to speak, Mr. Greg Heaney. Give us a quick rundown of your race 1, and then we'll talk about race 2.
Well, I think I've finally recovered, because my God, that was a workout. And race 1 was just try not to kill each other, being obviously you would have seen almost all 4 of us. 4 or 5 of us were running nose to tail inadvertently. It just happened to be where we all slotted in on the track after people were falling off here and there, and we all just managed to end up in the same place. But no,
what was that?
What was what?
Oh, someone just punted you off the bottom turn there.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was coming in.
For you. So come in through the fast right-hander and brake, and then boofcar.
073.
Oh, that'd be why there was a black flag handed out for that. I got freight trained so bad through that.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Greg.
No, you're right. Race 1 was actually really good. Well done to Aiden in that one for holding down 4th position. And for the other boys, Fred, Dane and Scott, and to hang in there for 15, 16, 14, 15, 16 and 18, because I honestly think we actually did really, really well. And yeah, well done to Aiden for finishing 3rd in the second race, off starting at the back of the grid.
And, 4th and a 3rd, another championship run again.
Yeah, I mean, you throw him in a car and he'll drive the wheels off it if you give him enough encouragement. And he did really, really well. So we managed to get Fred on. He wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not, but he's turned up. So with any luck, Jackson will be on next week, so that'll put another car on the grid. We'll see how many more we can get on in coming rounds.
I did notice, like, Aiden's absolutely one of the front-running members of the club, but this is obviously a car he probably hasn't done a lot of laps in. Like we've seen last season in the IndyCar, which I'm pretty certain he won the championship. He was definitely the class of the field, but he just didn't seem to be able to hang until those guys had a bit of an incident and sort of really got hard to racing. He managed to catch in on them, but he never quite had the outright pace of the Merritt, Ellis and Chris Noble, I think, were the 3 guys up front in race 1. He just was a 10th or so off. Is that just not done enough laps, or this mightn't be a car that he's done many laps in at all since he's been on the service, or what's his plan there, to hit a few more laps with his car and continue on?
I'd say it'd be the latter. He's probably he may not have driven it much early on in the piece. I know when I started on the service, I drove the wheels off this thing all the time. It's just so much fun to drive. But I think, yeah, as you say, Aiden did win the Indy Championship last season. But I think Aiden just prefers cars that have downforce on them. So whether it be open wheel or, in this case, a wedge with a wing on the back.
Flying thong.
Yeah, that'll work. I think Aiden's just more attuned to anything that goes fast with downforce, really, and then throw him in a GT3 as well.
Fair enough. Greg, what's on the schedule for you in the upcoming week in terms of GSRC racing?
Oh, pretty much anything and everything, really. GT3's Monday. I'll have another crack at SFLs on Tuesday, trucks Wednesday, Porsches Thursday, and then back for this one again on Friday.
You don't do the Saturdays?
I do Saturdays here and there. I don't jump in all the time. If there's a car that I feel like I want to drive around Bathurst for 32 laps and try not to kill El Presidente, I'll jump in and have a go, and yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing. So,
completely off topic. I know it's not SR8s, but your take on Wednesday night for the NAS trucks?
I cannot believe we survived with 60 cars on the grid. That was absolutely mental. Can we have more?
You enjoyed it though?
Oh, that was fantastic. To be honest, like I said to Zach yesterday, because he hit me up with a question about it as well, I honestly didn't care where I finished. I just was there for the fun of it, because it's just just go out there and it's almost just send it, but obviously respect everybody else around you. But yeah, it was just way too much fun. The slightly larger tracks are obviously going to be a little bit more attuned to some door-to-door racing. I've already had a look. I haven't actually jumped on track yet of the next track that it's going to. There's the possibility of... Yeah, I saw what track you changed it to, and I've looked at that one. There's a possibility, unless you've changed it again, that the track we're going to next week could have 4 or 5 wide for a good chunk of it.
Wait till we get to Daytona at the end. Far out. All right, very very good. Oh, I've got to do one of these. Very good, Greg. And we will catch you, no doubt, Monday night for... Do you give the Dallara P217 a crack, or you go straight into GT3?
I did do the Dallaras last season. I'm going to give that one a miss this season, focus a little bit more on the GT3s. So, but yeah, I want to try and get a little bit further up and a little bit quicker in the Pro-Am split, see if I can't get myself back into the Pro split at some point, or at least get to the very pointy end of the Pro-Am split. So,
excellent. All right, very good. Well done tonight. We're going to move to Mr. Liam Haycock. Good evening, Liam.
Good evening.
All right, give us a quick rundown of your race one.
Race one, I've started on quite slow, so I was just trying to go around, not crash. Had a bit of an incident and can't quite remember what it was. Got rear-ended, I think, but managed to continue on to something back far. Hope to be able to start up near the front, race 2, and then got involved in that first incident. Put me way back.
Oh, the first one where it went... I guess you can replay it again, Joe. There was one person that did a bit of a burnout, went straight into pit lane, but then there was an incident a bit further down the straight, and that's, you got involved in that, did you?
Yeah, I almost went into the guy in front and then just got completely smashed from behind, which I got a meatball for.
I mean, look, it is limited taste, and these I don't think are in any officials. What are your thoughts on the Radical SR8?
Very difficult car to drive. It is. I've found it almost impossible compared to the Indy car. So I've spent few hours and I still can't get pace or be consistent.
Fair enough. I mean, you are reasonably new to the iRacing service. Obviously, El Presidente here gave you some help during the week. You've obviously got teammate Eduardo Zamora as well. Is there any more guys in your team? Just quickly.
Yeah, we've just got Jaden Wilcox, but I'm sort of, if you can see the livery is a bit different there. I'm after last season with all my incidents, I'm not completely running at the same time, but I've distanced a little bit just to hopefully sort out my incidents and then I'll go back.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it all comes with experience. You sound quite young, but it's repetitions, it's laps, and just practicing the correct things. And you'll see the guys at the front, and I said this during the broadcast of the first race, the three at the front didn't put a foot wrong for most of it, and they were just consistently putting the car in the same spot every lap, every time. So just got to keep at it and just get good laps underneath your belt, and don't be afraid to reach out for help. We do have our one of the previous season sponsors, Loebsy Racing. He does a bit of tutoring. Maybe hit him up. But looking ahead, sorry, race 2, how did that pan out for you?
Well, after that wreck, I pretty much just sat around in the back and managed to come home for P21 after last lap's more sort of incident, running nearly into the back of the guy in front. But luckily, he continued on, and yeah.
Fair enough. Looking ahead, what's on the cards for you for this next coming week? Mountain Men tomorrow night?
Not Mountain Men. I'm going to be running Bathurst 1000 tomorrow during that in the servers with Eduardo. So
nice.
But I might try out the LMP2 next week at Spa, and then the trucks and supercars on Wednesday, and then again Porsche Cup, and obviously this again, which I'll be focusing on for the season, and then probably Mountain Men.
Oh, fair enough. Excellent. Well, look, just best thing about this club is there's no I rating. There is some license points, but there's no I rating, so you don't lose any of that. And there's always somebody and something to race. So just keep getting those reps under your belt, and no doubt you'll find your feet. And yeah, things like this Radical, yes, it is difficult to drive initially, but once you figure it out, she'll be right.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's keep at it, Liam. All right, so thank you, Liam, for your time. We're going to cut now to the upcoming events of the GSRC tomorrow night. I've already alluded to it a couple times now. 32 laps, 200 kilometres, whatever you want to call it. 8:30 p.m. West Coast, East Coast style. We're going to be in the Formula Renault 2.0. 2 competition cautions, a bunch of field backup, and make it a bit spicy towards the end. That one there, again, El Presidente sets that one up, so it's always nice and spicy. Good tracks, good cars coming up as well. Excuse me, Monday night, broadcasted. We will have the LMP2 Challenge live from Spa-Francorchamps for 30 minutes. Who won that first one this week? Oh, what's his name?
Matt Distel.
Can Matt Distel have a stronger grip on Spa-Francorchamps with more straights and less corners? We'll see what happens there. He had a very good grip on Indianapolis there, and doing 6 hours, doing the endurance the week before always helps too, but let's see if he can keep that both hands there towards the front. Follow that up with some GT3 stuff at the Indianapolis, funnily enough, Indianapolis road course there for a 60-minute flat-out race. We then flick to Tuesday next week with Skip Barber's at the Circuit Navarra. 3-race sprint series there, so introductory formula, and we're going to chase that up with some more formula racing with wings and slicks of the Super Formula Light variety at the Sebring International Raceway for 40 minutes. Poke my eyes out. Wednesday.
Well documented, people. He has a love affinity for that place.
Wednesday, we're going to be back again live, coming to your eyeballs and earballs on the GSRC here from Charlotte Motor Speedway with the trucks. First in, best dressed of this one. So there's only 60 spots, ladies and gents. So if you want to get in, you've got to get in early. 65 lap race. I dare say we're going to have about 2 or 3 cautions. And if they go the way it did this week, we could be spending a fair bit of time under caution. And you may miss a Super 3 race if you're doing that, which is straight afterwards. 40 minutes from the island. Nice and cold down there. Fun. Ironically, leading into Bathurst, I would have put Bathurst there, but anyway. Thursday night, broadcast again. We got some GT4 action from Interlagos. Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache for 40 minutes. And then we got some sprint racing from Monza there in the Porsches. Join us in 7 days' time for the Radicals at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, or Mosport. And we're going to do 2 sprint races again there, and then we're going to get into, I guess, the Saturday following, which I won't reveal what that car is, but I'm looking forward to that one. But also, we'll see if people turn up because it is Bathurst weekend. So, looking for the Radical season schedule here. Motorsports next week, and then New Hampshire Roval the week after. That's got a lot of undulation and chicanes, all sorts of things. Chicago Street Circuit will be a test for your right foot, see if you've got thunderfoot or if you can get across the bumps well. Knockhill, Zandvoort, Navarra, Lebanon and Sachsenring are all natural road courses, so they should be good. And finishing off with a unnamed track, which I will reveal in the weeks to come. Again, really do help the club that you're watching right now, and say thank you to our sponsors, and one of them is the club itself. We can get at GSRC merch, myshopify.com, and get your gears. We're going into summer, so I'll have to find out if they've got singlets in the lake. Go get a singlet or a thin shirt, get yourself a cap, a stubby cooler for endurance season, even a key ring or a hoodie for next winter. You can also get your own team designs on them as well. And they'll be provided there on that website. Big thank you to JJZ Constructions, to M-Wave Australia, to Sprayton Pure Tasmanian Non-Alcoholic Cider, Waste Options, and Flash Graphics. Please go and check their websites out. Go and check their Facebooks, Instagrams, X, I think it's called now. Go check them out and hit them up. Orbic Australia. Hit them all up. And yeah, please make use of that. They're not advertising for no reason. They obviously want you to go and check them out. And if you need to use them, like I did earlier this year with M-Wave, please do. And no doubt tell them that you saw their advertising at GSRC. Well, Joe, that was a big night of 50 minutes worth of racing there across 2 races. Some impressive driving, really impressive driving. I think a bit of nerves played a role in that.
If I unmute my mic, so everyone lost that. Sorry, guys. No, I was saying that the start of race 2 there was probably a little bit unfortunate with a couple of independent incidents. Poor Dan Bartich, he speared off right, and there was a bit of an incident up the front there, which probably shuffled the field out of where it might have finished. But it certainly put on a great race. Congratulations to Paul Wood. Commiserations to Wayne Visit, but also, mate, hold your head high. That was a great drive to finish out in the top 5. So yeah, great racing by everyone involved there tonight. Yeah, certainly a great start to the season with a fantastic car, and certainly looking forward to it. And do not miss the New Hampshire Roval round. I think it's probably going to be a track that not a lot of people have done a lot of laps on, but they damn well should have, because it's one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. I do think the start line incident, there was a little bit of nerves in that too, because it is a full grid, reverse grid, and people weren't expecting to be right up the front. So look, you live and learn, and with that we'll have to round it out there. My name is Nick. That was Joe Baldwin there. We have brought to you tonight the Friday Night Motorsports from the GSRC stable. Join us next week in 7 days' time from Canada, and we'll see some more radical action there in 7 days. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.